Hello, hi, good evening, everybody. Hi, I'm Joel, Daddy Property Chef. Okay, so you all saw from the title, right? Is EC still a good buy? Why do we say that? Okay, because recently there was a launch. Okay, this project called North Gaia is in the north. For obvious reasons, right? North Gaia, and this is a new project in Yishun. Okay, in Yishun. So let's have a look at how was the response. Give me a second. Let me just share with you. Okay, where's my article? Yes, this is the one. This is the one. Let me just share with you. Okay, so nearly 27% of the units at North Gaia Executive Condominium was sold on weekend launch. Okay, so what does this signify? What does this signify? Okay, first and foremost, if you all are familiar with EC rulings, right? EC rulings, you all know for EC, there is actually two types of balloting. For private condo, very simple. Launch day, if developer never keep units, they never keep units that they want to jack up the price in the future, right? They will release everything for sale. EC, straightforward. All units must be for sale on balloting day. They cannot reserve stack one because it's like a form of subsidized public housing. But there's two types of balloting. For those of you who are unsure, let me share with you all. Okay. For myself, I've been a project IC in my previous company for almost a good 8 years while I was with them, 8 or 9 years while I was with them. I've been actively involved in project for almost 10 years. So what happened is for EC, right? EC, especially those in the north, I'm very I won't say very I'm quite familiar with all of them because in fact most of them I have been involved in the launch. I was active in the sales. I was even in charge of some of these projects, be it as a tagger or as an official IC for the project. Okay, until I left my previous company, I came over, not my mom active in resale. So for those of you who want to know a bit more about me, right? Simple. Agent for 14 years. Okay, why Daddy Property Chef? Dad of 3 girls. Property is my career as well as passion, and I love to cook. Okay, so I shamelessly call myself a chef. But okay, coming back to property, so for EC, very simple. All units must be available for sale on the first day. Okay, no such thing as reserve unit. Then there's two types of balloting. The first type is what we call the electronic. Electronic is very simple. So all the units is like selecting BTO. Everybody who put in an application will be allowed to choose a unit, but they will come at different time slots. That means everybody, be first timer or second timer, everybody get to choose a unit. This is the simplest, but yet most developers choose not to do this. I don't understand why, because over my career, right, very seldom do I see developers actually do this. In fact, if you were to ask me, I think this is a good way. Why? Because what they do is they wait for 1 month. By right, the targeted launch, right? That means from the recipient of the e-apps, right? From the cutoff of the e-application, they have to wait for 1 whole month before everybody is allowed to choose the units. But everybody gets to choose a unit. Why? Because there's no such thing as first timer or second timer already. But most of them goes for the traditional way, which means to say, on normal balloting day, on the first balloting day, first timers, that means people who have not bought any subsidized housing from HDB before, they are free to choose any unit they want. But for second timers, right, they are only allowed to take up to 30% of the project for their first day launch, because priority must be given to first timers. So how does it work? So example, if today there is 100 units, okay, in this project, very small, only 100 units, right? 30%, which means 30 units is open up for second timers. So once 30 second timers bought units already, the rest of you can go home. Sorry, the rest of you can go home already. Then you have to wait for 1 month before you can actually come back to select, which is why I mentioned just now. I don't understand why developers still don't go for the electronic balloting system, whereby everybody can freely choose. But of course, there is also one thing lah. A lot of developers, they are worried after the cutoff, after the cutoff date of the EC, right? That means to say, okay, today after the cutoff of the e-application, buyers need to wait for 1 whole month before they can actually select their unit. They are worried that buyers will be lost due to this. In my honest opinion, I don't think this is actually an issue whereby ECs nowadays are so rare. They are not like last time whereby one whole Singapore 3 or 4 launches are around the same timing. No, now very seldom do we see this type of situation. So basically, those who want to buy EC will just buy EC. The take-up rate should not be that badly affected. Okay, so coming to the topic of today's topic. Sorry. Let me just share it with you again, because after talking for so long, I don't know whether you still remember or not. Okay, so my question is EC still a good buy? Why? Especially since our good friend North Gaia only sold 27% on the first day, which means to say the second timer quota is not even taken up. Usually by right for most ECs, second timer quota will be taken up by the first day. But for North Gaia, it wasn't. Okay, it wasn't. So this was an article published by Straits Times on the 25th. Okay, out of 616 units, right, only 164 are taken up. And I want to share with you guys this number. As a project IC or previous project IC, I can never understand why developers like to hype up on all these figures. What 1,045 applications were submitted. These are all just numbers. To me, these are just numbers. If you were to look at it, right, 1,045 applications were submitted, right, and only 164 purchased. There is slightly over 15% or lesser than that. Slightly over 15 or below 15%. That is a very poor take-up rate, you know. If you were to ask me, that is a very poor take-up rate. So, honestly speaking, that's why I can never understand why they want to still talk about all these applications, because you must understand one thing. EC application is worse than balloting for HDB flat, you know. Why do I say that? Because you ballot for HDB flat, sorry, I long time never ballot already, but based on what my friends told me is you must pay $10 to ballot, $10 or $20 to ballot for HDB flat, right? For EC, you don't even need to pay money, you know. You just need to sign up an e-app form. Okay, for those of you who don't know what is an e-application form, maybe I can share it with you. Okay, maybe I can share it with you because I feel up this a lot, especially since last time I was a project IC, especially for lots of ECs. Okay, let me share this with you. Okay, so you need to fill up this form, okay, stating your first timer, second timer, taking grant, no grant, 2, 3, 4, 5 number of bedrooms, okay. So you have to fill out your particulars, okay, and then subsequently you have to answer a survey. Okay, you have to answer a survey. Do you currently own a HDB flat? Blah, 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 blah. Then finally you sign. Okay, finally you sign. So basically, if you want to put in an application for EC, right, you just need to fill out a form. Fill up a form, you know. So it's like, of course, there will be a lot of forms, right? I mean, when we look at private condo purchase, expression of interest, one check, they need to put an empty check. Okay, a blank check. Blank check 30 cents. We already see few hundred already. Usually the take-up rate is also not fantastic, maybe 30% conversion rate. But if you're talking about e-apps, that's why I repeat, I can never understand why developers like to harp on this thing called the e-application, because it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. What overly subscribed? It's just a form. Don't need to think too much about it. So for those of you who are looking to purchase EC, right, I will tell you, the number of e-applications is never an indicator of how popular this project is. Because if you really went in depth to look at all the previous projects, right? You know, e-applications are just a piece of paper. Okay, so coming back to North Gaia, what happened was, most people will know North Gaia price. Let's straight away look at price. Price. Where's the price? Why suddenly this news talk about Piccadilly? Okay. The average sales price is 1,300 per square foot. Ladies and gentlemen, let me just share with you how what does this figure indicate? It means to say, congratulations for all those EC owners who actually bought around the 2010 onwards era. Because during that era, ECs was selling at around $600, $700 per square foot. Okay, now we have hit almost double. Congratulations to all those who bought previously, especially to all the buyers. I think at least hundreds of them who bought EC through me, either directly or as I was a tagger for them. Congratulations to all of you. Why? Almost double already. So yeah, previously those who bought EC, now the price has already doubled in less than 15 years. Almost double based on per square foot. Value, we're talking about paper gain value. Actual sales, no, never reach. So is EC still a good buy? Is EC still a good buy? I want to share this thing with you all. My humble 2 cents worth. I'm not those property coaches whereby they say they can tell you basically blah blah blah, good buy, bad buy, lousy buy. I was a property I was a project IC for a lot of ECs. I only share with you facts and figures. Okay. Sorry, I was a project IC for this project called Northwave. I was tagger IC for quite a number of projects. Okay. In fact, a lot of north side project, I was their top tagger as well. So which means to say I actually help buyers. A lot of buyers made the decision to purchase. So how are they now? Let's have a look at one of my first EC. First EC in, do we have that? Oh, sorry, I don't have that. One of the few ECs. Oh, sorry. If your guys think that 27 units sold 27% sold for EC first day is lousy. Let me share with you all. Okay. So this is one project. You can see the developer's name. One of the branded ones. Okay. The Criterion EC at Yishun was open for online application. Then if I didn't remember wrongly, the first agency that was marketing was Knight Frank. And was it PropNext? I forgot. Okay, I'm currently in PropNext now. I forgot which agency was that. This project by this branded developer, right? First day sales was also horrible. If I didn't remember wrongly, also less than 20% sold. Oh, right, less than 20%. Guys, less than 20%. And you know one thing. It was during the era whereby you see, of course, now we see this figure, we think that it's very cheap. Correct. Since we are selling at 1,300 now. But during that time, this was considered one of the primary because it was in Yishun. It's not a very favored location for a lot of EC buyers. At this pricing, and the first day sales was horrible. In fact, I remember there was a news for it, but taken away. I couldn't find the first day sales. Okay, then I share with you another project that didn't do very well also on the beginning. Bellwoods. Okay, Bellwoods in Woodlands, that point of time at the beginning also not doing very well. To the extent developer, what they do, they were giving out first 20 success. Look at this. First 20 successful e-applicants. First 20 successful e-applicants. They were giving out 1 carat diamond. That's crazy. Way to sang diamond. Wow, I tell you. Wow, I tell you, it's amazing. And look at the per square foot. Per square foot was also, I mean, based on today's context, it's not expensive. But imagine you bought at that price point during when? When was that again? 2014. Okay, about 8 years ago, if you bought at that price point 8 years ago, look at the calling price of the new ECs now. I tell you, you will kick yourself for not buying. Someone got diamond to win, you know. Then also another one of my, no, this is not the one. Let me see. Oh, where is the article? I need to see the one. I don't think I have it. Give me a second. Let me show you. What my greatest sadness. My greatest sadness. Okay, let me just show you this. It was the first EC project I was in charge of. It was the first EC project I was in charge of. Yes, we have this. So just now we were talking about 20%. 20%. Look at this one. Oh, sorry, 27%. Northwave EC post display first day sales of about 20 units. E-apps 240. This is my first project as a project IC. In fact, I was the first one appointed by the whole company because there are project DDs, project ICs. But okay, I don't want to go into in depth. But this was a baby. From the very first day, I was the first one in my whole company to be appointed. And can you imagine? 358 units, you know, only sold 20 units. Only sold 20 units on the first day. I tell you, during the balloting, tears were in my eyes, you know. Wow, it's my first project. I tell you, I only see 20 units sold for my first day. And some more, there was unit dropout, you know. There was unit dropout on the first day. Wow, I tell you, I really cried. You see, they also mentioned the Criterion and Parc Life, right? Parc Life was another EC in Sembawang. These two projects also suffered weak sales. You can imagine at this type of price point. Oh yeah. Oh great. 41 units sold for 505 launch. Then for Parc Life, 51 out of 628. So if you guys want to talk about how bad North Gaia is, right? Then I tell you, that is nothing compared to our era. There's nothing compared to our era. And today I want to share with you one thing. So what happened? What happened to all these projects? What happened to all these projects? Okay, so first and foremost, obviously, for obvious reasons, all these EC units are fully sold. So come, let's have a look. They were all priced at around 700 plus per square foot, right? Come, let me show you all. Okay, the last developer sold unit. So sorry. I should be showing you the research. I'll be showing you what is the last developer sold unit. What is the price? Okay, so let's have a look at Northwave first. Okay, Northwave. Oh, taking a while. Okay, so while I'm searching for that project, right? Let's look for the other one as well, Criterion. Okay, the Criterion. I'll just tell the few projects that we mentioned. I'll show you all of them. Then we have Bellwoods. Okay, Bellwoods. Then of course there's also Parc Life. Parc Life. Parc Life. Okay, Parc Life. Okay. Okay, so let's have a look at the first one, Northwave sales data. It's taking a while. All this will take a while. Okay, so the biggest question nowadays, right, is executive condominium still worth it because there was so many units, so many, most of, actually a lot of projects, first day sales was horrible. So North Gaia, if you tell me 27%, I think is nothing. Because I already showed you, there are projects that sold less than 100 units, on the very first day. There are worse, we have seen worse. So there's a lot of talks online about how bad the project is. If you were to ask me, I honestly tell you, I don't care, because in the end, the figures will speak by itself. Okay, so now let's have a look at the. Hey, where's the data? Why the data is not out? Give me a second. I think a bit slow. Yeah, it's not loading well. Okay, never mind. Let's have a look at the Criterion first. Okay, so all these are resale, right? We want to see new sales. Okay. Resale. Okay, let's go all the way back. Okay, to the last new sales. To the last new sales. Wow. So all still new sales. All still new sales. Sorry. Sorry. Oh, this page is okay. The last new sales was in August, 6th of August, 2018. Okay, guys, if you remember right, the per square foot was 700 plus, 700 plus. Then the last unit sold, right, was sold at $936 per square foot. In fact, there was an even higher one, right, 957. Let's have a look, based on the per square foot. So the lowest per square foot for this unit now, at this current moment, is 712. 712 from launch day. Then let's have a look at the highest per square foot now. Give me a second. The highest per square foot is 923. This is a new sale. New sale, 923. 923. So basically, right, did they make a profit? I think that's up to you to decide already. That's up to you to decide. Let me share with you another thing. So for the Criterion, right? The Criterion, the Criterion TOP. Okay, because for ECs, right, there's a MOP of 5 years. So the TOP was on 26th of February 2018. So next year, 2023, February 26, right, Criterion will fully MOP. So guys, how much do you think the resale units will be asking for? Since currently, right, the prices for resale EC has already broken, I think 1,001. If I'm not wrong, 1,001. Well, I know for sure, Heaven MOP one already booked 1,001. Why? Because I just sold one. Let me share with you the sales transaction. Oh, sales transaction. Why no data? Why there is no data for Northwave? Never mind. Let's have a look at Bellwoods then. Still no data. This is weird. Can't show I don't know due to what. Maybe today the data is slower, but never mind. I'll show you Parc Life. Okay, Parc Life. Come, lowest per square foot. Lowest per square foot at 663. That's amazing, man. 663. Let's look at the current highest per square foot. Current highest per square foot is at 1080. Current highest per square foot is 1080. Guys, I'm pending approval for a sales of a unit, ground floor unit that hasn't even MOP yet. Listen carefully. Ground floor unit, okay, at Parc Life that hasn't even MOP yet. Okay, my per square foot is already above 1,001. My per square foot is already above 1,001. Okay, have an MOP, buyer subjected to resale levy, but they know one thing: ECs nearer to MRT station very rare to find. Okay, so to put it simply, I just showed you guys all the facts and figures. I just showed the figures. So if you were to ask me, right, EC can buy or not, I leave it to you guys. I'm not saying that 100% you can buy, but of course, if you bought at I always emphasize on this. I don't care whether it's new launch or resale, right? If you went in at a good entry price, definitely you stand to benefit from it. And as we all know, ECs, they are the most affordable. Based on what? I mean, seriously speaking, if you tell me, right, at this current moment, 1.1 million, 1.1 million for 3-bedder is considered expensive, right? Of course, I know it's expensive. Right? If you ask me, I also think it's a bit expensive, even though I'm a property agent. But the private new launches, right, they are hitting about 1.4 to 1.5 million for 3-bedder already now. Correct. If you were to take the TDS, okay, difference between private and EC, right? EC is going by mortgage servicing ratio, which means you can only borrow up to 30% of your, that means you can only use up to 30% of your monthly income to service the loan. Simply said, right, I give you a simple figure. So if today, right, you can take a $1 million loan for EC, you can maybe take up to almost 2 million for private property, same salary. So of course, that's why I tell a lot of people, you think buying EC is easy. No, it's not. Okay, EC is a freaking privilege. Okay, freaking privilege. I've seen a lot of people, they can buy condo, they cannot buy EC. Okay, first, let me share with you the eligibility. All the issues that you need to face. You must be super privileged to be able to buy EC, you know. Because first and foremost, you must fulfill the family nucleus. Okay? Must fulfill all the family nucleus. Next, obviously, for obvious reasons, subsidized housing. You must be a Singaporean household. Minimally 21 years up. And of course, if buying under joint single, both must be 35 years old. Okay, and there's this stupid thing, your monthly income. Now EC so expensive, your monthly income cannot exceed 16,000. So what is 16,000? I can tell you, for 16,000 combined income, right? If we're not considering the bonus, everything, right? Just 16,000 combined income for maximum loan is roughly around 1 million. So their EC units now at $2 million. I also don't know where they get the 1 million down payment. But now apparently a lot of these big units are sold. In fact, if you look at North Gaia, right, most of the a lot of the big units are actually already sold, almost sold out. This is the interesting part. Okay, then not forgetting the stupid thing if you are a second timer, right, you must pay resale levy. You know, you must pay resale levy. That means you sell your first house, subsidized house, right, you must pay a resale levy in order for you to be able to purchase an EC. So many shortcomings, you know, so many shortfalls. Yet more people, still a lot of people going for ECs. Why? Because it's not a want. Most of the time it's a need, because for most household, for them to upgrade to a private condo, right, they don't want to have to go out and rent before they move to the EC. So they want to be able to, because if you buy a private condo, right, you cannot currently still own your HDB flat, unless you are willing to pay the ABSD, the additional binary stamp duty first. Then after that, do a remission to claim it back after TOP when you sell off your HDB flat. But most people won't want to do that. So for EC, it allows you to hold your HDB flat until you collect keys. Then you got 6 months to sell. Easy. That's why most people want to choose EC as an upgrading stage, because they don't need to sell house earlier. That's the thing. So in the end, it's more of a needs and wants, rather than why people don't buy private and they go for EC instead, because it's so-called more convenient. Okay, so as I mentioned, a lot of people have different thoughts. I also have my own thoughts. Okay, so Daddy Property Chef is going to tell you today, very simple, those people who need will still buy EC because the entry point is still lower. It's more convenient for HDB upgraders. It's not as if they love it, okay, but it's easier. It's easier, okay, and you realize it's more prudent as well. Why? Because they only allowed up to 30% of their MSR. Okay, in fact, those people who can buy EC, right, if they have enough down payment, I guarantee you they all can buy private. They all can buy private property. Sorry, people who buy EC are not poor. They are not poor. They can buy EC doesn't mean that they usually means they are very rich. Okay, it's just that maybe they do not have enough down payment. That's the thing. They don't have enough down payment to buy them a bigger private. And of course, it also makes sense lah. As I mentioned again, the price point is still very different. Okay, almost a few 100,000 difference for the same similar size house. That's why tonight I share this with you all. Is EC still a good buy? I will tell you, no matter what, EC will always sell out because basically I've never seen an EC still with balance unit after so many years. EC, in fact, ECs are projects that will always sell out. Bounce out unit come out at even much higher price point, right? Also sold out. Also snap up. So if you would ask me, EC is prudent. EC is prudent. Yes, the price point is higher, but it's still lower than private new launches, especially suitable for people who are prudent, who wants a lower price point, but simpler upgrade to condos. Yes, EC is still a favorite among all these people. So, but is it good for investment? Well, basically, you see, I'll always say this. Okay, I will say this. Property for investment is subjective. Okay, it's very up to individual. But for me, I would say property as your top investment is just silly lah. Unless you are filthy rich, you can buy multiple properties. That one I have nothing to say. But if you are looking for a piggy bank that can help you save up money for your retirement future, yeah, EC is a good consideration. Property is a good consideration. So will property prices keep going up? Well, will people stop buying? No, right? COVID has already shown everybody, despite the risk of losing our jobs, despite the instability of the economy, despite the possibility that rates, current interest rates are going crazy, and despite the global economy affecting us, right? People are still buying. Okay, no matter what, people are still buying. So when there is buying, will the price come down? I'm not saying that it will never come down. There may be some correction, but based on the studies over all these years, right? I will say this, I've always mentioned this before. 价钱是人买出来的. Okay, the higher price is bought by people. The higher price is all bought in by people. Okay, unless everybody refuses to buy high price, unless everybody refuses to buy high price, as long as there's 1%, 2% that is willing to go for the price, they take it as a norm, right? So this will forever be a norm. Unfortunately, I know a lot of those coaches are correct. This price is not realistic, but in the end, what happened? The buyers make it realistic. So the buyers they come in to buy until this price become realistic, you know. Yeah, just like at this current moment, Pasir Ris can sell for 2,000 per square foot, above 2,000 per square foot. Why? Buyers made it happen. What? Buyers made it happen, not the agent, not the developer. It's the buyers, because the buyers materialize it. Okay, so basically that's all I have for you. Penny for your thought. Think about what I've said. Okay, if EC is for you, go in at the right entry price. Okay, buy something that you can afford. Buy something that you can afford comfortably. comfortably with escape plan. As I always mentioned in my ACE fluency test, affordability, comfortability, as well as escapability. Okay, with that, I cut it short. Sorry, it's actually been quite long already. So anyway, if you want more information, leave a comment. Okay, leave a comment. I will do up more videos for you all, sharing more information with you all to help you make the right decision. Because Daddy Property Chef, for Daddy Property Chef, my only hope is to bring everyone to a better position. Okay, with that, that's all. I'm Joel. Let's make you do well. Good night.